You're listening to a pre-recorded show.
Now back to the Weekend Real Estate Report on 105.7 The Fan.
All right, we're back, and now we have another guest, another great realtor, Tony Zowd, who's been on the show a number of times, and that's because he's really, really good at what he does, knows everything about the market, and just a great guy all the way around. So, Tony, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, and congratulations. I see through social media you continue to get more and more awards and accolades, so well-deserved.
Oh, thank you. So, it's very fortunate to have good clients that refer you to other clients because that's how we grow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, organic is the best way, and because when someone refers someone to you, that means you did such a job that they really appreciate it and trust you, and that's the most important thing, especially when it comes to financial transactions. So, kudos on that. Now, also, congratulations, you guys just opened a second location in Ocean City. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so my partner Sandy Bowser is opening up down there in Ocean City on 123rd, and she's going to be handling all our beach properties, our second homes, our investments down there, and of course on the Eastern Shore. So we're always trying to grow. So we have an office here in Ellicott City, and now we'll have one down in Ocean City, and we're hoping to expand the group out to grab a little bit more areas to help out in different areas that are more specialized.
Yeah, that's a great location because you're also close enough to the Delaware beaches and Fenwick and all that as well. So are you guys seeing, is one of the reasons you did that is because you're getting a lot of clientele that's interested in, buying in that area?
Yeah, actually, I mean, with everything from the interest rates to just the way the market is right now with such a push, we're seeing more and more people that are looking to buy that second home or investment homes and things like that. And we just thought that was a good area. And Sandy really likes that area anyway, so she wanted to move down there. And we thought that was a perfect opportunity to kind of stretch the business a little bit and help people. It seems like once you start moving and you widen it, you start getting more and more people push you that way. So now we'll have somebody over there full time to help instead of having to, stretch out.
Yeah, it's funny because I know we were talking to a group from another lender that was maybe still interested in joining us, and one of the reasons is their lender is putting all these super restrictions on condos. So they basically said, they just took away 85% of our business. How their interpretation of condo rules and everything else. That's a whole nother animal down there. People need to understand, is it a condo hotel, and the delinquency rates, occupancy rates, all these other factors that go along with it. Is a condo warrantable, non-warrantable? What does all that mean? And then, we should probably get into not just covering that, but also just the difference between buying a true second home, vacation home, or a vacation rental home. There's some nuances there as well. But when it comes down to, obviously you can buy a single family home, in Ocean City or Delaware. There's 55 older communities. There's single family homes. Ocean Pines, you're, on the other side of the bay, but still close enough to the beach. There's all types of opportunities down there. But when people think Ocean City and they think, Delaware, a lot of times they think condos. What's your thoughts on just, the whole market down there? The condo prices obviously gone up a little bit, but a lot of people are looking at that, like you said, as an investment opportunity. And we're even seeing some people tell us, look, here's something, I'm going to retire in 6-7 years, whatever. I might as well buy my retirement home now. We'll buy the condo now, let someone help pay for it. And then this way, when we sell our house, we'll have no mortgage because we can pay it off or whatever. What are some of the trends that you're seeing that, aside from Sandy moving there, facilitated you guys opening this office?
So, just what you said, you got a lot of people now that are looking at this opportunity to go down there and buy basically a rental, right? Buy their second home or an investment where they can go down and stay now and then rent it out part times of the year to help pay their mortgage. And then once they retire, then they have a place they can go to permanently and be at the beach. And that's kind of, like you said, with the differences in the condos, the homes, the townhomes, everything down there, you need an agent that actually knows that specific market to be able to work the ins and outs of it. But I do see where people are driving and stretching, and you're even getting it where, because you can work from home now, right? You don't have to be in the office. So now people are like, well, let's go on down here, and they'll get their second home down there with that ability to move down there, and they'll test it. I got them, well, we're going to see how this works before we get rid of our home up here. And if it works out and I can continue to work from home once COVID's done, then they're probably going to sell their home here and move down there permanently and kind of go that route.
Yeah, we had a client a few months ago, actually had so much equity in their house that they just did a refinance. Obviously less closing costs than doing a purchase, and turn around and use the cash out from the refinance to buy a condo down. I don't know if it was Ocean City or Delaware. It's right near the border somewhere, but pretty interesting strategy. Just have one mortgage and your primary residence, and you go in as a quote cash offer. They got a pretty good deal because they came in as quote cash. So interesting strategy. I mean, sometimes accountants will tell you to keep the two separate, but their plan is they're going to rent it, but they want to try to retire down there in several years. So kind of makes sense. And we had another one who did something similar, but they actually bought a house in Florida where they're going to retire to in like 3 years, and then they sold their current house and they're just going to rent for a couple years, and then have someone pay their mortgage in Florida for a few years and then move down. So all kinds of unique strategies going on in this marketplace, which I think you have to. I mean, things are just crazy right now. I mean, rates are moving a little bit, lumber prices are up, inventory hasn't improved at all, and more buyers are coming out there. I know some realtors are saying, I'm glad rates are going up. It's going to help the market. I don't know if it's going to help the market as much as it could hurt the market, because if rates go up too much, the combination of high values and higher rates, that makes affordability lower. So that could actually be maybe not such a good thing. But right now, what do you
I agree
seeing?
with you 100% on that. I definitely agree with you on that. I think right now the thing to fix this market and help things level out a little bit, because it's weighed so heavily on the seller side right now. We just need inventory. I think if we got some more inventory into the market, that would help things. If you raise the rates too high, there's still a lot of uncertainty out there, and I think that would make buyers pause even more. Like you said, the house prices are going up, which is great. That's what we want to see. But the way they're going up right now, and the push for it, is we could see a little bit of leveling back, and it could still be a very good seller's market. Right now, like if you have a loan, when you're a home sale contingency, it's almost a nail in the coffin. It's almost impossible to get that contract accepted. So like you were talking about how they pulled the equity out to buy that second home, that will just help them stay competitive, which is huge in this market.
Yeah, because the reason that made sense for them is, they went in as quote a cash offer, but more importantly, they have to worry about was a vacation home. Secondly, there's no rules and regs. They were paying cash for it, and they weren't. They were using the equity in their house, but still, in theory, it was a cash offer. And their mortgage payment went up, but it was still cheaper than having two mortgages. So,
yeah. I mean, with the rates, even look, they went up a little bit, but 2-3 months ago, we would have been happy as heck to have these kind of rates. It's just we had that nice low dip, and now they kind of normalized a little bit. But they're still unbelievable right now for buyers, and that's really, in my opinion, what the buyers have to hang their hat on, because with it being such a strong seller's market, and I tell my buyers, I'm like, you're going to get kicked around a little bit out here. It's not an easy market, and you got to go strong and you got to go fast. Like, you cannot hesitate, which is hard, especially on like first-time home buyers. People have selling a house, they kind of see it from the one side. So when they get into purchasing, they kind of already know what's going to happen then. But if we can keep these interest rates where they're at and just get a little bit more inventory, I think that'll help just level the field for everybody and just make it a little bit better. Because, honestly, I could probably be selling 5 or 6 more houses a week if I just had more inventory. There's just not inventory out there to show people.
And I think, psychology of money, psychology of rates. I was talking to the head of our secondary the other day, and we were sort of watching the markets, everything that was going on. And, we were looking at where we think the next ceiling is going to be on the, 10-year treasury, et cetera. And I said, what's funny, Bob? I said, a little over a year ago, we were wondering if we get the 10-year treasury would get below 1. And then when it did, we couldn't believe how long it was there. I said, now we're back to the same levels where, hey, you think it'll go down below 1? This is still a phenomenal rate. It's just, it's higher than the all-time low. So, it's like anything else, I remember when gas was, $1 something. It's not that anymore. So, but exactly. I don't boycott gas stations. That's what the current rate is. So same thing as this. I still think people who are going to think, okay, well, I missed out. I would still encourage you to look at, hey, what are your options when it comes to refinancing? You might still be able to save money. And the same with purchases. Yes, if rates move up, there could be a higher cost, but there's other things you can do. You can do a buy down, maybe pay a point. There's a number of things. I'm always cautious against the adjustable rate mortgages. People, they get lulled into that temporary, I guess, low rate euphoria, but they don't realize what the consequences are of what you're giving up. There's a potential pitfall going on there. So you look at that. We're going to cover that in an upcoming show. We're going deep into adjustable rate mortgages, but for people who are looking to, whether they're looking to buy or sell here or on the other side of the bridge, a new office in Ocean City, tell people how to reach you.
So the easiest way to reach us is to reach out direct, and that would be my cell phone at 443-610-9462, or just go to our website, theintegrityplusnetwork.com, integrityplusnetwork.com, and we have both offices there, and you can see all the agents on the team and reach out to any of us individually.
All right, sounds good. So we're talking with Tony Zowd, and he's with the Integrity Plus Network, Coldwell Banker, been an agent for a very long time, has received numerous accolades for everything that he's accomplished for both his buyers and sellers. We love working with him. His clients are so well prepared, and just it's a great experience. So if you're looking for a great realtor, definitely contact Tony and his team, whether you're buying here or on the other side of the bridge and maybe looking at that dream home or retirement home, whether it's in Comico County or Worcester County or any one of those counties out there. Maybe it's in Delaware. They can help you there as well. So in the meantime, we got a lot more to discuss with Tony. We're going to talk about his thoughts on the current and future markets and then marketing properties and a bunch of other things as well. But also, want to encourage you, if you need a mortgage, you can always contact us. We have people on standby even today. You can reach us at 800-955-8508, or you can also find us on the web, Freedmont, FREEDMONT.com, and ask us about their Freedmont Free Approval. It's the best pre-approval out there. Well, we say so. And here's why. Because we can match you with the best realtors for free. We can give you that free home warranty. And of course, we never charge an application fee. That's why it's the Fremont Free Approval. And of course, if you're looking to refinance, we can help you as well. Put our almost 30 years experience to work for you, and check out our social media pages. There's some third-party verified testimonials. We've received some really, really good ones lately, and really, really proud of our team and the things that we can accomplish. So anyway, if you need us, we're here for you. You can reach out today, get that pre-approval before you shop at those open houses or find a realtor. 800-955-8508 or Freedmont.com. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, let's finish up the final segment today with Tony Zowd from Integrity Plus Network.
The Weekend Real Estate Report will be right back on 105.7 The Fan.
You're listening to a pre-recorded show.
You're listening to the Weekend Real Estate Report on 105.7 The Fan.
You do a great job here giving the audience quite a bit of information. For a lot of guys like me, I'm sure a lot of females have certainly been enlightened and informed to help their life a little bit better. So keep up the good work.
Once again, Carl Delmont.
All right, hey, if you're looking for office space, we have some space available in our building. One is perfect for anyone in the medical field, whether you're a dentist or actually we have two dental spaces available. One just retired and the other one moved to the first floor. So whether you want a massage therapist or dentist or chiropractor, whatever the case may be, two great medical suites ready to go. Undercover parking right off 83 and really attractive rent. So you can reach out, info@freedmont.com for that. All right, we're talking to Tony Zowd. He is a realtor with Integrity Plus Network, and we were just talking about they're opening a branch in Ocean City, New Jersey, Maryland, and I got New Jersey on the brain. I don't know why. But anyway, they opened up a branch there, and they're going to be helping people. They have a lot of activity, people looking to either retire or buy investment properties there, vacation homes. But there's still a lot of people looking to purchase in this market. But the market's changing. As we said earlier, Tony, rates have moved up a little bit. Again, still very, very low by historical standards, but up from their all-time lows. Which last year in 2020 we had 15 rate drops. That's unparalleled. And here we are now. We've seen a little bit of a rate increase, but we're if we had 15 drops last year, we're probably at 13 now. So it's not a big deal. We just moved up the ratchet a tiny bit, but that's enough to scare some people. But you also have what they call FOMO, fear of missing out. And I think what's going to happen is as the media, which doesn't know much about rates, starts reporting, rates went up, rates went up. I think you're going to see the public think, I better buy now. I better sell now. I'm hoping the latter. I hope more people think about selling and thinking, wow, I can cash in and get way more than I ever imagined for my property. Because inventory is one of the things we need. But, none of us have a great crystal ball. But if you could look into yours, tell us what you think the future looks like. Let's say, 6 months to 12 months out as far as for buyers and sellers, and how you would advise people who are telling you they want to sell maybe in several months or buy in several months.
I always say, honestly, you got to look at the market today. And when you're ready to sell, that's the time to sell. I don't think there's going to be much change in the next 6 months. I mean, I think, like you said, the rates will kind of go up a little, they'll kind of go down a little, they'll kind of go up. And I do think as the weather breaks, I mean, we've had a pretty good amount of snow this year, and that tends to have people hold off from listing their houses. So I think as we get through this, you'll start seeing a little bit more on the market. I just know between the end of last year and the beginning of this year, through the holidays, it's been really, really dry. And I did a search last week for a client in Anne Arundel County, single-family homes between like 350 and 450. I literally pulled up 6 houses. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no inventory. I mean, you're never going to get overwhelmed. So anytime that we can get some more on inventory on there, it's going to help out. Because right now, people are going after the off-the-mark houses. Part of my searches is we're pulling up temporary off-the-markets, withdrawn listings from the last year to 2 years just to see in areas that it might not have sold then, but you're probably going to get the price you want now. And that gives my buyers an opportunity to get in without being in this bidding war, right? Because we can basically call up. I even call the old realtor first, say, is there any interest there? Then we reach out to them direct and say, hey, this is the offer we want to make. Can you run it by your seller? There's no competition, and we're getting some of those accepted because some of those people still want to sell. So I think you're going to continue to see that. I think you're still going to continue to see bidding wars. If you look right now, I actually just went through one that had 21 offers. It went $85,000 over, and they waived the appraisal and paid the seller's closing costs, which, in most markets, I mean, I've been doing this for 16 years. I don't ever remember them paying the seller's closing. The buyer's closing, we used to get paid all the time, but now it's like, again, if you have that or a home sale contingency, you can forget it. Almost every contract comes in as is or as is with inspections, and there are multiple offers. So I think that's going to continue for a while. I think we're going to carry that out through this year. I'm just hoping it eases up a little bit because there's so many buyers out there that want to move. If we can get some more houses on the market or, some of these off-market houses come back, I think that will ease up a little bit because, again, we want a great seller's market, but there's got to be a point where it stops pushing or you will start pushing people out of the market.
Yeah, again, the market's it's beyond crazy. Like you said, buyers paying the seller's closing costs. But I think buyers just getting creative. Like it's like anything else. How do you stand out? It's like a job interview when there's 500 people going for one position. You got to find a way to make your resume stand out. And in this case, you got to find a way to make your offer stand out. So, but again, that's where a good realtor will come in. And I think one of the things, you would think, I still see FSBOs for sale by owners, but not as much as, you have in the past. But there are some people out there still think, well, I could just put a sign in my yard and my house is going to sell. Let's talk about some pitfalls of just, for sale by owner, because, the person selling, well, one, they may not know all the rules and regs and could make a big mistake. But more importantly, how are they going to know if the buyer that makes the offer is the right buyer? They could end up having their house tied up for 45, 60 days and all these things, and then maybe not have the right contract to get out of it or whatever. But then you're missing out on other opportunities.
And that's true. So one of the things that you have to do, and it's not just having that pre-approval letter up front, right? You get that pre-approval letter, but as a buyer's agent, we want to dig in a little bit. So, I'll end up reaching out to the lender directly, make sure the pre-approval letter is up to date. I'll ask them, is this a W-2, 1099, or are they on a contract? Because we need to know that, and I want to make sure that the lenders look that far in, because if it's a contract worker, and he's only got 3 months left in his contract, well, that's probably not going to be approved if that's all he can prove that he worked, or a 1099. I know those lenders want a 2-year history there. So I want to make sure he's looked that far in, because I don't want to find this out later and have it fall through. And then we asked, I've been asking if they're essential workers, any issues with COVID or, being laid off or furloughed, because, again, if that happens and they're not working, then we can't get that pre-approval. And I think for sale by owners miss out on that. And I think kind of what you're seeing, too, with for sale by owners and even some sellers that want to, I saw this house listed sold for $4, I went $425 right off the bat. You're looking for that needle in the haystack. You're not marketing to everybody. So with getting a professional realtor who's going to put a whole marketing plan together for you, I don't even think about getting one buyer right now. I went 5 to 10. If I don't have 5 to 10 offers, I feel like we failed. And that puts a seller in a power position where by yourself as a for sale by owner, you just don't have the marketing reach to do that. on top of like the inside knowledge, like we know the loopholes to look through, because I know statistically they said that we have the highest fallout rate from contracts that we've had, the last 15 years, I think. And it's everything from the COVIDs, people losing their jobs, to not, some of them just get stage fright. They don't went in here and made this great, great offer, beat out all these people, and then start thinking second about buying the house. So there's a lot of loopholes and things that we have to kind of cover. And I think when you get somebody that's been doing this and understands that, you can hold that contract together, and you are going to get the best offer. You're going to push the value, because if you list high, most of the time you drop down. But if you list it rated market or below, that's when you bring in multiple offers, and it creates like that eBay bidding war. I don't know if you've ever done eBay. I used to get caught up on it buying sports memorabilia. You don't want to lose, and sometimes you pay more than you should.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Buyers, they get into this emotional high, and next thing you know, they start making decisions. I always tell people, one of the best things about a realtor is they can temper those emotions. They can let you know, hey, wait a minute, you flat out told me you wanted to be in this, monthly payment, or you wanted to be in this area. Are you sure you want to make the exception here? And the same thing, like I had some friends who, like, especially in this market, the first house they thought was everything they wanted, they missed out on it. The second house didn't have the things they wanted, but they didn't want to lose, and they lost out on that one. And then, I'm talking to them like, trust me, the house you want's out there. It'll come. Just don't worry about, crying over spilt milk. And then literally the third or fourth house that comes up has all the features they want, and they got a, decent price on it. And like, oh my God, you're right. We waited and everything came out. So I think, when it comes to, buying it, making an investment, buying a house, buying a car, whatever, you got to take the emotion out of it. Otherwise, 9 times, maybe 9.9 times out of 10, you're going to make a mistake. So,
yep. Yeah. And the other thing, the flip side to this, to help us get more, I have a lot of sellers that are kind of hesitant to list their properties right now because they're afraid that they also want to buy, right? There's no inventory out there. So if we can convince them that there are people looking out there, and that will open up the market, then hopefully they'll start listing more. So, because I'm getting a lot of them right now. Like, I just went on a contract in Baltimore, and we beat out offers, but the way we did it, we're giving them 2 weeks to find a house. Because if they don't find a house, they do have an out. But there's so many people out there that are in that situation where they're ready to sell, but they're scared to, because they're afraid they won't find the next house. So then, we have all.
So your buyer made the offer and said, hey, we'll give the seller 2 weeks to go find a property. If you don't, you can cancel the deal.
Yep, exactly. And no inspections, nothing. They don't put any money out. Basically all you're doing is holding on for 2 weeks. And in this market, it's not bad, because 2 weeks from now we'll be more in a spring market. There'll be more houses if this doesn't work out anyway. So it's not going to hurt my buyer.
Are you seeing sellers that in this market are saying, well, maybe I'll just rent for a year and then keep looking?
I've had that come up a couple of times. Yep. So actually, I just closed on one, and he was going to do that. He was at the point we had lost out on 2 bids. I don't care how good the realtor is out there. When you're going up against 20 other deals, you're going to lose some of them, because it's all you're making these offers based off of what your buyer wants. And he had lost out on 2, and he was at the point. He's like, you know what? I think we're just going to sell our house and rent for a year, see what happens with the market, and then go and purchase something then. And then I have other ones that are going into, like, we'll go do a short-term rental. There are short-term rentals out here you can do for a month, 2-3 months. And then that way it takes a little bit of pressure off of you, so you can look around a little bit. Because it's nerve-wracking when you have to do both. You just got to have a contingency plan. Yeah,
and then you're looking at a couple moves, storage, everything else. But, again, you're probably going to make so much more now selling that it's a small price inconvenience, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you're definitely, especially so the one I did was they were moving down. They were downsizing, right? So they're really going to make out, because they're selling a larger house, and they're going to drop down in price. So they'll make out on the end on that.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, I think there's a lot of opportunities out there. So again, we covered Ocean City, Delaware, your new office location in Ocean City on 123rd. Let's talk a little bit about some of the awards you've received recently.
Sure. So last year we sold 145 homes in this area, and we got ranked number 1 in our office. and number 5 in the Mid-Atlantic from Coldwell Banker, which is nice. And then we got a couple of awards from Home Light for they measure you based off your sales, what you're negotiating. Basically what they look at is what you list to sell to. And, because part of it's the market. Again, I like to say how great I am, but part of it is the market too. It helps push stuff up. But if you look at what we do marketing wise, we don't leave any stone unturned. So I always tell my clients, it doesn't matter if you're not even looking for a house, they're going to know your house is for sale. So, and that's basically what's helped us get these awards. And it's nice because we've been the number 1 team in our office for the past 5 years since we come in existence. So it's not like a one-time thing. It's nice to be able to carry that every year.
Yeah, and that comes with experience, great marketing strategies, a great reputation, and then really the understanding and competence to get the deal done. So we're talking with Tony Zowd. He's with Integrity Plus Network at Coldwell Banker. If you're looking to purchase or maybe sell your property, I know you can call. You call our friend Tony. Tony, tell people how to reach you.
Sure. You can call me direct at 443-610-9462, or you can go to our website, integrityplusnetwork.com. And you can see we have 10 agents on our team and 2 offices, and any one of them would be happy to help.
All right, sounds good. Once again, you have the office in Ocean City now, so if anyone's interested in maybe buying a property before, getting there in time, and you can start getting the rental income if you want to make it a rental property for the summer, or if you just want to buy a second home that you go down and with your family and relax. Or just maybe it's your future retirement home. You can reach out to Tony and his team, and they can help you on both sides of the bridge and with their expertise and knowledge and experience and everything else. So with that, we want to thank you for joining us. And, of course, we want to remind everyone again, there's an open house today from 12 to 3. It's 1206 Cox Street, COX. It's Baltimore, 21211, asking $239,900. And we'll have a loan officer, Brian Harris, on standby there to get you pre-approvals. I would highly encourage you to reach out to Brian ahead of time to get that pre-approval. But either way, you can show up there and take a look at it. If you need a realtor, Tony's on the phone. You can reach out to him too. He'd be happy to take you to the property. But that being said, let's thank all of our sponsors. Of course, Flowers of Fancies, fresh flowers flown in daily. These guys do such a great job. Open 7 days a week, same day delivery in Baltimore and the surrounding counties. If you turn around and call them before 3 o'clock. And of course, this is the florist that Preakness chooses every time they come in town. So whether it's a wedding or maybe it's just sending flowers because you're thinking of somebody, or maybe something more somber like a surgery or a funeral, they have you covered. Flowersandfancies.com, and you can like them on Facebook. Of course, our friends at Hampstead Pre-Owned, if you're looking to purchase or sell a pre-owned vehicle, check out hampsteadpreowned.com. Check out their latest selection of all their vehicles. I've purchased 2 cars from them in the last 8 months, and we've been happy with both vehicles. They do such a great job. Of course, MedStar Health, that's where all the pros go, the Orioles, the Ravens, the Wizards, Capitals. But also, you can go there, too. They have some of the best surgeons, not only in the area, but in some cases, the best surgeons in the country. And they do such a great job. And also, if you're worried about a COVID test, check out their website at medstarhealth.org. You can click on the link. You'll see the COVID button. Click on that, and their urgent care centers actually have same-day results. But you can also do a thing where your insurance company will cover it, and they can FedEx you the self-swab kit, and then you FedEx it back. And, of course, our friends at Aspen Eye Care. If you have glasses or contacts, if it better the case in your eyes, these guys can help you out. Aspen Eye Care, right across the Fairgrounds Timonium, lowvisionmd.org. And our friends at Cooper's, Salancha, and Woody's. 3 great restaurants and 1 great ownership group, plus the Chowhound food truck. You can check out all 3 of them on social media, specials throughout the week, and brunch specials on weekends. And, of course, if you need a mortgage, think about us, Freedmont. Been around almost 30 years. FREEDMONT.com, 800-955-8508, LMS number 2893. Hey, have a great week, and hopefully the rest of this week is going to be sunny and rates will stay low. We'll talk to you next week. If you need us, give us a call, 800-955-8508.